Hey, Queen's Voice, Peter Kofalos reporting from a place near and dear to my heart. We're here at Avellino's Pizzeria, an Italian restaurant, here on the corner of 64th Avenue and Queens Boulevard, right in front of the subway entrance. I've been eating here, my first slice of pizza here when I was a little kid. My daughter followed in my footsteps. My whole family comes here, used to come here. You know, it's one of the last neighborhood establishments left in Rego Park, and by far the best food and the best Italian food, hands down. So I wanted to introduce us to Angelo. He's the owner, old friend
Hi.
of mine. Angelo, tell us, how long have you been here? How did the business come about? And how are you
Okay.
doing today?
We started this business, me and my father, in 1977. My father passed away, and I'm still here bringing the legacy of the Rego Park and trying to provide the best that we always know how to provide our food, take care of the neighborhood. The neighborhood was very, very good to us. It's like 47 years. I'm very happy to be here. But, as we know, all in New York, everything is been changing. But, we are trying to hang in there, trying to make the best we can, and try to provide a good service for the neighborhood and the community. And we hope to be here for many, many more years.
200 more years.
If God gives me the health, I'll be happy. But what it is, like, we're trying to do the best we can, provide a good service, good Italian food, good pizza, and everything else that we're trying to make the best we always trying to do for the neighborhood. As you know, as you being here and the family being here, we have a lot of loyal customers. But
Definitely.
as the neighborhood change, but we lose some, we gain some. There's a lot of problems now, with the neighborhood. But we are trying to be calm and the best we can, trying to survive this bad times, tough times. But we hope we're gonna make it.
No, you will. And I know the COVID obviously hasn't been good for any business, especially food and beverage. So have you think that you're going up after the COVID? Still struggling?
Still struggling, still struggling, still struggling. Trying to survive as much as you can. It's taking some money out of my saving, but we're trying to hang in there as much as we can.
And as a business owner, doing the right thing, creating jobs, you're paying your taxes.
Yes.
Definitely not easy to operate in New York City, unfortunately.
No, it's very, very, very tough. But
Very expensive?
Very expensive. With all the expenses that we have now, food cost, all the expenses to run a business, it's not easy. But
So everything's pretty much went up, from your cheese to your sauce to your fish, your shrimp, everything's going up.
some product 20, 30, 40%. But it's some is very, very, very high. Some things we had to take out of the menu because the food cost is too expensive, and we're trying to,
And the customers don't have a lot of
of
money,
course,
unfortunately.
not things
Not like
are
they used
tough.
to.
Now what they used to. We try to have the main things what the pizzeria has. Pizza, sandwich, chickens, some wheels, and trying to do the best we can.
And unfortunately, due to the COVID, you guys are closed Monday still?
Yes,
So you have to
yes.
take an
we
extra
can-
day
we,
off?
We cannot afford to have more people to work because there's no business.
So, unfortunately, as we've covered a lot of stories throughout Queens and the New York City area, a lot of the small businesses, the long-time, neighborhood establishments like Avellino's here with Angelo, COVID is still, unfortunately, something they're trying to recover from. A lot of the customers aren't in the best financial situation with inflation and all the other stuff happening. And as a small business owner, you heard it from the owner himself. It's not easy to operate a small business in New York. You're doing the right thing, and there's a lot of regulations, a lot of taxes, a lot of expenses. And
Yeah.
with everything going up, unfortunately, you have to pass some of those costs on to the customers. So it's hurting everybody, unfortunately.
Of course.
But I can say one thing: if you're in the Queens area, or if you just want to come here and eat some good Italian food and good pizza, you can't go wrong with Avellino's. The best pizza in Queens, my opinion. And not because I'm friends with the man, because I came here. His dad gave me my first slice of pizza when I was a little kid, and in the more recent times, my daughter Layla's came here, and you gave her.
Yeah, of course.
So it's almost like a tradition here.
Generation
And
to generation.
Generation. You remember me being here with my great grandparents, my grandparents, obviously,
course.
the rest of my family who's still with us. And also, one thing that I think differentiates Avellino's, this is actually an Italian restaurant and a pizzeria run by a real Italian. There's a lot of pizzerias out there that are not run by Italian people, or you go into an Italian restaurant and they're not Italian. And to me, I want to come to a place and have authentic pizza, authentic Italian
Right,
food.
right.
And know, at least the establishment is owned by a real Italian guy. Now you're an Italian American, but came from Italy, a real Italian guy.
Hopefully, one of my sons, if they decide to take the store in the future, there will be the new generations of American Italians.
Yeah, well, listen, if that's a hint and you're watching Anthony, maybe you get your ass back to Avellino's and continue the tradition that your grandfather and your dad did and, carry the flag for another 100 years, please, at least 50. But if you guys want to really come to a nice establishment, and someone who's been in the neighborhood creating jobs, paying taxes, being a great neighbor, a staple of the community, come to Avellino's, Queens Boulevard, 64th Avenue, right by the subway entrance. Tell Angelo or tell Dino we sent you. They'll take good care of you. Angelo, can we, if it's okay, can we take a look around and maybe show us some dishes or see what the guys in the back are doing?
Okay, let me see what they have.
Sure.
There.
You want to get some more of a history of explaining about the policies of your yard and all that stuff?
Oh, it's okay if you want to talk about anything, the policies that are hurting the business, or
No, I can policy we care.
Angelo's a neutral guy.
The policy is whatever it is. Like it is what it is. There's no.
Or we'd like to talk about how many businesses have closed down.
Oh, since I'm here 47 years ago, I'm the only one left.
Yeah,
I'm the only one left.
actually, yeah. Come to think of it, yeah.
Bands closed. I'm the only one left.
Wow.
And how about the homeless population and crime?
I've been seeing lately like a lot of more homeless on the area.
No good when they loiter in front of your place.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
we have to argue with them for them to move. But that's how New York became right now.
Yeah.
What about homeless shelter?
Any thoughts on the looming 2 homeless shelters coming?
I really don't like to see, but we don't have the control. I don't have the control. How can we do?
Well, we all agree it's
We
probably
all
not going to
agree.
be good for the neighborhood.
Of course not. Of course not.
Unfortunately.
Because I've seen already, people going up and down on Queens Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. And we've unfortunately saw across the street at the deli, there was a murder, unfortunately, over a theft.
Right.
And actually, we were there a few days later, and, Z was inside trying to talk to the owner, where there's a big commotion, and a guy came out with a bunch of beers. And when Z got back, I said, "What happened?" He goes, "The guy was $1 short." He was like, "Screw you," and he walked out. He wouldn't pay. And unfortunately, we see all kinds of bad characters in the area.
Around, yeah.
Not the neighborhood it used to be.
No,
That's for sure.
No, not what I remember when there was a kid.
Me too. I remember when you could walk around here.
Yeah,
women could walk around
Yeah.
here. Nobody would bother you.
Kids from high school used to come here, so I used to know, the parents, the grandparents. The kids had no money, though. I gave it this life, and the parents came in and paid us back.
Honor.
Or no, otherwise I gave it to the kid as a gift, That's what a neighbor store is supposed to be. We're supposed to be like, help the community and work in the community and appreciate the community. That's what I always believe on that.
So.
Ask him about the journey when he first came to the U.S. and how it was and that whole story.
Oh yeah. So, being that you've been in the U.S. for a long time, and we know you didn't go under a wall or jump a fence,
No.
and I'm sure you and your family came here. You didn't get debit cards and free hotels and all this stuff.
I went to high school. We all came here. We had to wait. We all came here. My father worked very hard.
Open up this place from scratch.
No, we started. My father worked as an employee while I was going to high school. Then him and his brother opened up a place. Then I was coming out of high school. I was going to college. So my father decided to go his own. He bought this place, and I came with my father here. And since the day, college and everything else, I always work and pay for my school.
And nobody gave you and your family when you were immigrants? Nobody was like, here's a 5-star hotel, here's a debit card?
Always work, the honest way.
Not like, unfortunately, today everybody's here with their hands out.
Yeah, it's different times, different times has changed a lot.
And Avellino's has been here, full disclosure, since I was born back in 1977. So we've got a lot of history here. Long-term staple of the neighborhood, a good neighbor, great food, great pizza, great staff. So if you guys do want some great pizza, great Italian food, run by a real Italian American who knows how to cook everything.
Of course.
There's nothing here that I wouldn't recommend. come to Avellino's in Rego Park. If you happen to be in the area, support this man. He's been here for a long time. A lot of the businesses, including Avellino's, have not fully recovered since the COVID, the lockdowns, all the other stuff. So come out and support small businesses. We always hear it all the time, but come out here and support Avellino's and support all the small businesses in the neighborhood. I know your dad had opened up this place, and you were a lot younger then. So what made, or what was the driving factor where your dad decided, let me open up Avellino's Pizzeria and Italian restaurant here in Rego Park and all places?
My father always had a dream owning his own business. So we started off with a little pizzeria, and we did very well for like 2 years. Then we had an opportunity, a store move out, so my father decided to open up this little dining room, and that's how we have what we have today.
What attracted you and your dad back in the day to Rego Park in particular?
Because I grew up here in Astoria, then we came to work in Forest Hills, and that's one of the opportunities that my father had at this place was for sale. He goes, you know what? Let's return to Rego Park. It was a very beautiful neighborhood.
Great location.
Great location. The neighborhood was very safe. We never had any problems.
Family neighborhood.
Family neighborhood. You knew the father, you knew the mother, you knew the kids.
Everybody knew everybody back then.
Everybody was like a family to family that we get to know everybody. So it came Mother's Day. They came in to have a dinner, and the grandparents, the whole family, they became like a staple in the neighborhood, and everything was always very nice.
And we know that there's been, and there currently is a lot of new buildings under construction, a lot in the last couple of years.
Right.
So if you're one of our newer neighbors here in the Rego Park area, we know most people enjoy pizza and Italian food. Check out Avellino's. You're not going to find anything better anywhere in Queens, in my humble opinion. I've been eating here my whole life. Pizza or Italian food, this is the place to come to. So if you're one of our newer neighborhoods, come out to Avellino's, give them a call. They'll happily deliver to you quickly. And support Angelo and his business, because they've been supporting our community since '77. So let's give a little bit back to those who've been feeding us and creating jobs in our community for a long time, almost 50 years. Okay.
Well, a lot of has to do with the economy. When the economy gets economy is booming, everybody's spending money. Economy gets a little worse, everybody start to put down.
And you feel it either way.
Feel it every way now. Especially now, the food cost is so expensive. We can't pass it down our real cost to the customer. So we if something goes up, for example, 20%, we can't raise the price 20%. We raise 5-10% because we understand the neighborhood. Also, there's a lot of people who cannot afford it. Sometimes we gotta lose just not to lose the business, and sometimes we can raise the price the way we're supposed to, but at least we're trying to keep the business open and running, trying to survive.
No, listen, it's a valid point, because we've all read the articles lately that a lot of Americans say that even fast food is a luxury.
There's some of those restaurants are raising 50, 60, 70, 80% the food cost to the consumer. We can't do that.
Yeah.
A slice of pizza, everybody wants the slice of pizza. It's like $3.50, for a slice. You can't go any further than that. $3.75 the most. It's because everybody feels that pizza, that's supposed to be the price, but it's very hard to keep a good product, a good slice of pizza for less than that. There is people that are selling for less.
That's garbage.
But you know what it is?
Cheap ingredients. Look, we all see them downtown in Manhattan. 99 cents, now it's $1.50.
$1.50.
But you can come here and see he's using good ingredients.
They raise 50% on that product. That's a lot. From $1 to $1.50 is 50%. It's like me raising it from $3 to $4.50. You can't do that.
So even though he obviously has to eat the cost of inflation and what's happening with the economy right now, he's not necessarily passing on the entire cost to consumers, because he has to be wary, and he has a heart, and he knows the customers
has to be fair.
Aren't doing as well as everybody's hurting now. Businesses, consumers, everybody's
people who's losing their job, people who a lot of people, instead of being working full-time, part-time. It's like that we did over here. I had a lot of staff. Now we had to cut them up, 4 days each employee. Sometimes.
So you're trying to keep everybody on, but a little less days.
There's not much can we do, It's very hard.
So you heard from Angelo a lot of the unfortunate challenges in 2024, especially in New York City. It's an expensive place to operate, expensive place to have a business, to live, to
Everything's
eat.
expensive.
Everything's expensive. Nothing's cheap anymore. So if you are a connoisseur of pizza or good Italian food, check out Avellino's. I don't think anyone will be disappointed. I would doubt anybody would be anything but satisfied. And support the local business, support this man and his family. They've been here for several generations, supporting us. When you go out, try to think of the small businesses. The big chains are going to be okay always. They've got hundreds, thousands of stores. But there's really one Avellino's here in Rego Park. And like I said, Queens Boulevard and 64th Avenue.
The only one.
The only one. There might be some other Avellino's out, but it's the original, the only Avellino's that matters. Here in Rego Park, Queens Boulevard and 64th Avenue.